Hello there, my friends. Things are just about to get rolling here. Avarita, welcome to the stream. By things are just about to get rolling here, I mean two things. One, Doberman's going apeshit. Two, pre-stream beverage crack. I'm not actually pouring this into anything this week, I'm just cracking a can and guzzling. There, that's about as exciting as it gets this week. Jack Pop, welcome to the stream. Alright, so, let's see. We only have a couple minutes before the game starts, so we might as well get a rollin'. I hadn't actually decided until about 5 minutes ago which of these matches I was going to stream, and the betting kind of made the decision for me. So we've got Autorun versus Keu on the Western bracket. Autorun with almost 2,000 bets, which is a normal thing you see with Autorun. People love to vote on Autorun. He's often seen as quite a safe bet. Very successful PvP player. He's won the championship multiple times. And we've got Keu with almost 1,000 bets as well, which means even the underdog on this side of the bracket has more bets than the top dog on the other side of the bracket. To me, that says like 3,000 active PvP watchers are more excited about this game, so that's the one I'm going to stream for us. And if we have time after this game, we can always just jump over and watch what's left of this one, or just watch the whole replay like we did last week. So on the Eastern bracket, we have 7th Heaven Apapa, who is the defending champion. He actually beat Autorun last season, also with almost 1,000 votes. And we have YiQiao, who we watched last week, who defeated Juicy Big Nut 2-1, who is the overall underdog in the whole tournament at this point, with only 700 bets. So, 4th place in bets. Still a really strong and very successful player, though, so I expect this match between YiQiao and Apapa to be a good one as well. That's why I'm really strongly considering watching both. We will start with Keu versus Autorun, though. Freed in the chat, already screaming for Keu. That sounds like a man who's placed 12 tickets on his chosen champ. Absol, welcome to the chat. Yeah, so this match is going to start in about 15 minutes, or 15 seconds. What am I talking about? Gaff Garyon, welcome to the chat. Yeah, we got some, we got a cheering squad for Keu here. You can see I've placed at least a few tickets on Keu as well, so... Normally, as a streamer, I try not to be too much of a homer and bet for anyone. Or cheer for anyone while streaming. And here we go. Match is just about to start. Spectate is open. We will let both players join, and then we will break down their boxes and positions. Freed also super toxic, pinging Keu in main chord while he's trying to focus on his match. That's how much he loves Keu. He wants to distract him from his game. All right. Summer just about to begin. I don't know if anyone follows international news, but there were some huge forest fires pretty close to Kong Studios here over the past week or so. And it's just started raining yesterday and today, so we're all very thankful for some assistance from Mother Nature, helping to calm those forest fires down. Alright, here we go. Both players officially clicked in. We know we're not going to have any forgot to set their alarm forfeits today. So in about a minute, we're going to get a map, we're going to get a player one, and then we'll see what's going to happen. So we've got some Keu fans in the chat at least already. Let me know if anyone in the chat is cheering for Autorun. Actually, I know Tristan is a perennial Autorun bettor. He just loves betting all his tickets on Autorun every round, which I guess is historically a decent winning proposition. Like, it's a way to at least make sure you're going to be making some money through the, you know, preliminary rounds. Once you get up to like the top 4, it gets a little bit more dicey because then Autorun has to fight against some actual strong opponents. But even then, he beats them more often than he doesn't, so... Okay, let's see what we got here. Looks like we're going to have Keu starting off as player 1, and we are on the Windy Outpost map. Good Lostem map. Hey Muslera, welcome to the chat. I'm doing alright, I'm safe. We've got a 3 tank box on Keu's side. Obviously we've got Awakener in the action. Grenshiel in the action. Autorun is going to be banning out this Rosenseal first, so he is not going to want to face off against a bulky tanky box. May also be hoping that he gets to play his Awakened one. It is difficult to play AO against Rosen, or more difficult anyway. She's still a very strong character, but Rosen does shut down one of the things she's good at. First time you see the Awakened one in action, hyped. Well, don't get too hyped quite yet, because Awakened one is not an uncommon ban. Although Keu's going to have an opportunity to pick her first here, he may not go that way depending on if he wants to first pick his Grenshiel. Grenshiel's also another strong first pick, depending on your opponent's box. If he's going to leave Autorun with like a Rosen and tanky box, he may want Grenshiel in here to help shut down. What was the AO ban rate? I think we actually have that stat, but I'm not sure what it is. So Liana first pick here on Keu's side. That's interesting, as player 1 as well. That gives Autorun the opportunity to ban out a strong tank, as well as another really good tank-busting unit here. So Keu is not going to have Oboro. He is going to have the option of bringing Grenshiel, though, knowing now that Autorun is going to be definitely picking a tank of choice soon. So he'll have a Rosen, he'll have a tank. Keu focusing on getting this Lostem out first. It's a great map for Lostem, that's for sure. He is going to be player 1, so he'll get to act first, but Autorun does have this Rosenseal, though, to shut down Lostem stuns. So Lostem is really going to be here as a, I guess, guard ignore and mobile DPS in general. Lostem is also a Grenshiel deterrent, one of the units that can take care of Grenshiel. Okay, Autorun banning out the rest of Keu's tanks, though, so, I mean, Keu's going for an aggressive pick line here anyway. The fact that he didn't pick a tank when he had the opportunity to, Liana is going to be there to enable the rest of his DPS. Going to be very interesting to see how Autorun as player 2 plays against this, though. Not pressured to pick a tank yet, so he gets out another DPS of choice, which is a high pick, Joa and Connie. Very interested in seeing how that works. Alright, so there's the Grenshiel pick. Okay, still some strong options here available on Keu's side. All of these units are dangerous with the kind of comp that Keu's already picked. He is running his backup time down a little bit, so he's been deliberating on his picks for sure. Okay, but he insta-picks AO here. So, Muslera, you're going to get your wish. We're going to get to see a 4th pick AO. Still not forcing Autorun on a tank pick yet. Autorun clearly comfortable with all the tanks that he has available. Gold Magistrate, all your money on the 7th Heaven guy. It's not a bad bet. I mean, he is the returning champ, and he's come this far. He's clearly a good player. Oh, Soda, you know that's going to be a 6-star AO. Gotta be. Yeah, Autorun's Rosen will largely counter her, but, I mean, a strong mage with strong single target, strong mobility potential, strong AoE, can still splash some damage around. It's not like Rosen's going to auto-heal everything she does. Alright, so what we have is some strong physical DPS here, some strong magical DPS as well. These both with teleport ability-ish options, and Grenshiel with the opportunity to shut down Landius Guard and then potentially take out one of these other units as well. Autorun for his side is using a kind of typical looking tank push box with Landius as his main tank and buffer, and Rosenseal doing her thing, still many seasons later, still doing her thing. But he also has Agnes available as kind of a little revive whenever it's needed. Interesting high pick Joe and Connie for DPS, and Watham for DPS as well, giving a lot of zoning and basically just like strong DPS, counter DPS against these units as they come in. Yeah, Absol, it's very interesting. I really want to see how Autorun makes this work. I mean, you can kind of see the general strategy of what it's supposed to do, but I want to see Autorun pulling the trigger on this thing. I haven't watched any other Autorun battles in this tournament so far, so I could have gone back and watched some of those, but I didn't. Okay, so we've got, you know, a little mix-purpose Lucretia here, that's fine. Grenshiel brought her guard. So that is to prevent any early jumping with Watham. He can't basically take out whoever he wants. He's going to have to get through that Grenshiel guard first anyway. Alright, now this is one of the things... AO can definitely get her talent chains off before Rosenseal has an opportunity to immunize it, similar to when you're facing Kruger on turn 1. The difference is, for a team comp like Autorun's, that's not really the end of the world, because Autorun's not intending to close ground and engage, like right now, like this turn. He's got a couple healers, he's got a tank, he's going to be content to kind of hang back and let those chains wear off naturally before the time comes that he's going to need to actually start scrapping. So, I mean, it is a way to fire that talent off and get the chains off before they're immunized, but Autorun can just be patient and wait for it to wear off. Alright, let's just make sure. Yeah, that's a 6-star AO. Now, Keu may be content to hang back for a couple turns as well, right? And just hang out with his ally, the Fog, not be in a huge rush to cross the map quite yet. With these units, he's really looking to extend his influence as far out as possible without actually necessarily going out there, just to make it so Autorun, as he slowly squeezes up, can't really get in with a good opportunity to kill anyone. By the time Autorun closes enough ground, Keu's gonna have a lot of weapons kind of queued up and poised and ready to pull the trigger. This is going to be one of those games, isn't it? Who's Keu's first target? So remember, we do have a guard ignore on this Lostum, so that's one thing that's possible. Pete, welcome to the chat. He's clearly, yeah, Cecil, Cecil, it looks like he's positioning to at least threaten this Agnes. Let's take a look here. After that little swaparoo, I'd be surprised if Agnes weren't his target. But we will find out very soon. Let's see action. Alright, Keu's going for it. So here comes the attempt on the Shrine Maiden's Agnes under Lando Aura. Oh no! Goes with the melee, leaves Agnes sitting at 200 hit points. 200 hit points. So barely unable to kill, although that is important information for Keu to have going forward. So obviously, Lostum comes back to relative safety, sitting on this fort here. He's fine. Autorun is, of course, going to be able to get his Agnes healed up before Lostum's ready for another attempt there. But even if it doesn't come into play later this game, that will be important knowledge for Keu to have for next game. Oh, Mountain Dew, welcome to the chat. Yeah, I'm glad you decided to swing by. Even if you were to put me on mute or not look at the chat, I agree, it's just more fun to watch games like this with other players. It's just more interesting. We can take a look afterwards, Cecil, to double check if that double crit or not. Either way, Keu's opening gambit. Neither side really loses too much from that, though, because, I mean, Keu's back hugging his good old friend the Fog here with Lostum. His riposte is just one more turn of cooldown. And Autorun just has a slightly beat-up Agnes that he can heal later on. Yes, Sumina Gomez, it's always very flattering for me to hear that people fall asleep listening to me. That's how interesting and entertaining I am. People in main court have been stirring shit up about Keu having a pilot for a while. Yeah, I should clarify, I've been jokingly basically saying that everyone has a pilot for the past couple seasons, as a way of making fun of just the overall global situation of no one really knowing who's playing as who. But Keu told me that he now has, like, tons of people blowing up his inbox, asking who his pilot is, and if he has a pilot, and if they should vote on him. So please don't bug people based on jokes that people make. Even if Keu did have a pilot, that's his own business. Oh, don't worry, Mountain Dew. I was just kidding. I'm not actually insulted by stuff like that. So the next thing that Keu has to wait for is basically another opportunity. As Estao already mentioned, he can definitely try again when Miracle's down. There are going to be more opportunities to take a pick at this when, you know, they get closer together and things start getting a little more hectic and he has to worry about cooldowns. A 1,000 ninjas. There are 20 people playing in the Apex semis right now. You know, it's not outside the realm of possibility. When was the last time you saw Letitia in Apex? Used her in Basic Arena for years. I haven't seen Letitia in serious Apex in a long time. Although there are some, like, hardcore single-target rushers who could, I guess, still put her in for that exact reason. That depends on what kind of spectator you're talking about, Najin. The joke that 1,000 Ninjas is making is that some of these players have, like, Discord chats of people researchers and backseaters who are helping them with their strategy. But that's always been the case. I really want to see... I kind of didn't have a favorite coming into this match, but I do really want to see Joa and Connie do well, because that's a unit that I haven't seen a ton of action from yet. So seeing some sneaky auto-run level big brain moves with Joa and Connie will be very interesting. Dirt started playing this game because he loves Lodos Wars and wanted to play Parn. Yeah, the guy... Poor Parn. I mean, that's the fate of freebie units that are given away for free. Although I will say that FreeKong on my freebies only account has built Parn up, and he's a decent, like, substitute for SP Elwyn, in the sense he doesn't get extra mobility or anything, but he's able to, like, shoot in a straight line and do a lot of damage. For an account like FreeKong, though, I just haven't had a chance to use him too much, because I have a hard time using single target on that account. I kind of had to rely on AoE, because you get more good free AoEers. I should do kind of like a PvE showcase video of him, though, on the FreeKong account, though. If you sink all your resources into him, he can be a good unit. It's just that on a non-gimmick account, like any normal account that has access to better characters, you know, you're gonna have better characters. If you don't, then he can hit things hard. Alright, we're starting to get into an interesting position here with the fog squeezing these units close enough together to be able to make hits like that. So the Lucretia Heaven's Sanction may have been just to force a heal on Autorun's side. But we're going to have both players just testing each other with little chips like this. So Grenshiel's guard is still up until the end of her next action. The Golem not being guarded currently, though. Could be a potential long-distance snipe opportunity. Yep, here we go. Alright, and that's Golem down. And Joa is left way out front, stranded here on a fort. Gafgarion, yes, that's right. The Lodos crossover did happen twice. Oh wow, and Connie actually able to plug that Grenshiel. I think he can be targeted now because I don't see his buff appearing in his buff list. I mean, Connie can be targeted as well, She's done her job, though. Man, too many fans are too excited about the Joa and Connie move. Blowing up my phone here. Okay, Keu is not going to play that one out after that. We'll see if he can adjust his strategy here. I mean, Autorun's second pick Joa and Connie paying off big time there. Alright, I'm going to actually see what that ringing phone is actually about, so I'll be back in one momento. Alright, so we do have a little bit of sidebox rejigging here. Both players turfing their McLeans. Keu bringing up Watham. I know someone mentioned that it's odd that Watham wasn't in his box. There he is. And Autorun bringing up D-Heart. Avengers, how rare is it to get off rate up SSRs on Wish banners? 20%. It's the exact same rates as a normal banner. And this time, Keu is going to alter his strategy. Instead of first banning Autorun's AO, he's going to first ban... Actually, no, he's first banning the AO again. I mistook that. I thought that was Rosenseal, but he's going to let Autorun have his first pick Rosen again. So he may be trying a similar strategy. He's getting the first pick Liana. It's going to be against Autorun's tank box. But he's going to want to do things differently for sure. Cyber, they actually added a new Apex map last season with the pirate ship map, and they're adding a new lava map next season as well. So, I mean, we have been getting some new Apex maps, fairly slowly though. Be interesting to get one per season, but then we'd have just a shitload of maps by now. Yeah, I mean, trying to do the same thing against the same team. At least he's forcing... He banned Lightbringer early there. He's going to force Autorun on an early tank pick, which will give him the chance to ban out a couple more problematic units earlier. But the fact that it's on the same map and we're seeing like the same picks and the same teams is fairly interesting. Keu obviously thinks that he can better execute the strategy he was going for last game. Alright, see, that gave Keu the opportunity to ban out that Joa and Connie. So Autorun is going to want to get some kind of spicy DPS to help with that really long range zoning. He does have a few characters who can do that. Ed Ankelmo's one. I mean, Watham is one, Grenshiel's one. All these DPS on Autorun's side are still very strong. Now we'll see if Keu decides to leave Autorun with Agnes again. That's the thing about this meta, SDAO. Every individual unit can be scary, especially when they're being driven by Autorun. I'm going to need to play a lot more games this season to just figure out, like, my box and who are the threats to my box. Again, I wouldn't be surprised to see Keu get that 5th pick Lucretia, so he'll have the exact same team in the exact same order. He did take Agnes off the table, though. Autorun doesn't even go with that free 5th pick Hilda. He's going all DPS. Alright, we're going to be treated to a Doberman sideshow here now as Mrs. Kong is just getting home. And when someone comes in the front door, the Dobermans are unhappy. So I'll be back in just a second. Alright, less barking and more foot stampings. Need Mrs. Kong commentary. Yeah, her commentary last time she played Apex was quite along the line of, this is boring. So, I could bring her in as like a third commentator if I get Tristan on again. Although, actually, yeah, tomorrow's the finals. I don't think Tristan's in town. I'll have to check. Tristan, if you're in the chat, let me know if you're in town. I think, though, ATN will be much more likely to get Doberman commentary in here. Yeah, speak of the devil. Okay, so both players are still adjusting their positioning, soldiers and skills. Now let's see what we've got, and let's see if Keu's going to try the same thing. We have this Wind Blade to help counter Grenshiel. Faceless troops. Keu wasting no time, pulling Lostom to the front line right away on the first action. Keu definitely has, I mean, he has the exact same team, but the team that he gave Autorun via Pick and Ban is a bit better for Keu than in Game 1. Autorun had a pretty impenetrable team in Game 1. This time, a little bit more manageable for Keu if he adjusts his strategy a little bit. So yeah, Autorun has basically one move to do something to account for this Lostom coming in. He will be able to reach Gren even with the guard ignoring skill because he has ranged troops. You know, you often worry about Sand Seas not being able to join in on your ranged attacks because they are one range, but Faceless are two range, so you don't have to worry about that here. Just trying to get some DR here on the Grenshiel, knowing that an assassination attempt is inbound. Let's see if Keu wants to pull the trigger now, or if he has something else to do first. Lostom just has 20% attack up. He may still wait till later in the turn. Okay, he got that faction buff. That's still just 20% attack, though. He's not going to be getting this special effect. Frontier watching this from a warship right now. That's kind of cool. Alright, that gives Autorun the opportunity to bring D-Heart back out of danger, so he's leaving Grenshiel dangling up here. Obviously, kind of hoping that Keu is going to come in for it. Estau very confident that Keu's Lostom is going to be able to kill this Grenshiel. Bakira, welcome to the chat. Semifinals time, Bakira. Oh, and a belated thank you to Roy III for following the channel. Thank you for the follow. Enforcer, welcome to the chat as well. Love to see a good turnout for some Apex Arena. Keu is trying to decide now whether now is the time. Are we going in with Lostom now or never? Never being next turn. Yep, we're going, so let's see. Let's see. How easy is the Unicorn Grenshiel? Oh, he's not. He's going for the reflective Ed Ankelmo instead. Ooh. That's another survival with 200 hit points, and the Lostom barely, well, I mean, a bit less barely, but a risky move with Lost Him. I've seen those counter-killed before. So again, we have another situation just like we had in Game 1, where Lost Him pulls the trigger, goes for kind of a scary move here on this Ed Ankelmo. She even procs the drop near. She survived with 200 hit points, just like in the last game. Autorun, though, doesn't have 2 healers, so he's not going to be able to easily heal her all the way back up as quickly as he did last game. Rosen's already moved, for example. But other than that, both players still have all their weapons left in their arsenal. I mean, I guess if he really wanted her dead, he could always just act again someone. Like, move her up, act again, and then have her go in an AoE, but that's really putting your own Ed Ankelmo on the line for one sketchy kill like that. Vermilion, one thing we're not going to be able to see quite the same as the last round is Autorun doesn't have that sneaky Joa and Connie to slowly move up and then start punching away at Q's units. I mean, he does have other units who can do that, who I fully expect will start doing that in a few turns, but it's just not as cool. Portal time. Serious whale power. I don't know, she's hard to assassinate. Especially if you build her thick. Hit points are important on her. Don't be surprised to see Keu pull his Lost Him back here. Does catch a breeze, though. Still a turn before his guard ignores back. Oh, that's true. I forgot. He has grapple up. So he could theoretically make another attempt. On a potentially already injured Ed Ankelmo next turn. If that's what he really wants to do. Grinshield catching a breeze down here. That's nice. Alright, that pushes Autorun into healing mode. So we have Edenk Elmo. As long as she's missing 240 hit points, then Keu knows that he can get the kill on it. Grenshiel, obviously a much more difficult unit to try to attack into now with her shield up. Keu saving Liana for last, just threatening the little psychological lingering threat of that act again. Doing a lot of work for him as well. Very excited to see if we're going to get a Lostum second attempt, a third attempt. We'll see if he can get a kill on his third try, or if he's going to leave someone at 200 hit points again. Alright, so Edenk Elmo has the chance to move up. That heals her up to 100%. She does not have the Miracle buff. She has extra defense from her faction buff, but she doesn't have Miracle. She does still have that Lando aura, though, of course. I guess Lostum also has to worry about, after his grapple, taking a debuff off this portal. And you know how those portals can be. Getting you with just the precise debuff you need to miss a kill. Alright, so not going with the act again. No real need to do that now. He has turn priority anyway. So D-Heart moves up as well, and Keu is going to have the opportunity at least to open if he wants to. Autorun's team still looks a little far away for my liking, to be perfectly honest. Grenshiel did catch that breeze, but she's not able to get all the way in and plant her sword beside Landius. Alright, so we're going to see the Lostum attempt again. This could be on D-Heart this time as well, you know. He just got damage taken, so it's not going to affect his kill potential. It may affect his getting counter-killed potential if he tries for the Edenk Elmo, though. No, he's going to go for the D-Heart. Try to change it up. A little bit of a safer kill. Alright, and D-Heart is down. So Lostum has done his job. And he's going to hook back. Portal back to safety. And D-Heart's down. That was one of Autorun's reachy weapons. So yeah, Keu's in a decent position here. His backup time is a little low, but still not dangerously low. So yeah, the Autorun doesn't really have a reach advantage at all, so he doesn't really have the ability to pressure in anymore. You know, he has an Edenk Elmo versus an Edenk Elmo. He has a Grenshiel versus a Grenshiel. Keu is going to go back to his home base, his headquarters, on the front lines of the fog, and wait until another opportunity presents itself. Whereas Autorun, even with D-Heart down, pretty much has to continue with his original strategy, which is pushing up and looking for an opportunity. Okay, that was a breeze on Liana. They're getting a fairly generous helping of breezes. You are right, Estao. Autorun also has to be careful about where he's putting his Landius. Can't really surround him to protect him against the sword, shutting down his guard, so he has to use the fog or just distance, the good old-fashioned way. More portals going down. Let's hope that Keu doesn't make the same mistake Juicy made last week of confusing which portal was which. Taking the wrong door. Poor Juicy took significant psychological damage from that move. And if you're watching the stream right now, forgive me for mentioning it. Hopefully in a week the wounds have healed a little bit by now. Alright, a breeze on the Lostum. All these units are mobility buffed right now, except for AO. So Lostum is ready with his grapple and his guard ignore next turn to take another poke at this Ankelmo. Hey, Juicy, there you are. Speak of the devil. I don't know if you're just showing up just now or if you were here for me telling that story about you. And that's what made you speak up. Oh good, that's good. Alright, there's the Act-Again on Lostum, so we are going to see him make his poke this turn, more than likely. Why cast Act-Again if you're not going to do that? Lostum with all kinds of juicy targets. Going for the melee against Ed Ankelmo this time, and he does easily secure the kill this time. No miracle there. Yeah, and Autorun, again, not going to bother playing that one out. He already knew 2 units down against Keu's entire team, not worth it, so we are going to reset. Autorun getting his first chance as player 1 here now, against a player 2 Keu, on Shipwreck Strait, so this is the newest map. Don't be surprised if we see those players bring their McLeans back up. They moved them both down at the start of the last match. But this is definitely a very McLean-friendly map. Lots of water. So we may see him brought back up from the side box here. among other adjustments. Possible that Archon gets some play on this map as well. Yeah, Pete, the one thing I'm relieved about is that it's not on the same map again. Having 3 playoff matches on the same map back to back to back would be really annoying. Annoying for all involved. So yeah, this mixes things up quite a bit. Different map, different turn order. Alright, so yeah, we got McLean's and Archon's both moved up. Autorun drops his Agnes here. Drops his Agnes, and he puts D-Heart back down. He started down for game 1. Keu dropping Watham and his Oboro. And they both brought up their Watery Boys. Yeah, Cyber, Archon definitely does not like Hilda not being banned, so having him at least in the box does change up the tempo of the pick ban a little bit too, because Hilda becomes one of those units that you want to watch for. Like, play your gambit. Are you going to try to ban Hilda early, or are you going to leave her like you normally would and then see if you can get a sneaky Archon out and then ban her? We'll see what happens. Keu sticking with his plan, though, of keeping Autorun away from his AO, so it's certainly possible that Autorun is going to try for another Rosen tank box. As player 1, it's a little bit more awkward, but still good. Thank you for the follow, by the way, SDAO. Enjoy your Seal Guardian. Okay, Autorun does get his Rosen, and he first bans Hilda. Autorun may or may not actually be too worried about that Hilda, but this is something that at least puts the fear of Archon in Keu's mind. So it might change up Keu's pick and ban. If now he has the kind of units that he's typically worried about already, but he also has to consider Archon in there. Keu countering with his own Hilda ban. And the first pick, Grenshiel, is a good first pick. I'm actually kind of glad to see Keu lead with this instead of more Liana shenanigans. We may still see Liana come out. She has even more value as player 2, but securing that great anti-tank DPS is pretty important for Keu here. Juicy, there may be some applesauce appearances in future streams. With Lang streams, it doesn't really work as well, and, applesauce is difficult to pin down. Even if I have, like, the sauce cam on her, she tends to just kind of run around. She doesn't really settle in like an older dog. She's still a pup. But, yeah, I'll rig up a sauce cam for future streams and see if I can get her on here a little bit. There are a couple little applesauce clips on some of my YouTube videos, some of my older ones. So Autorun gets his Landius, that's fine. Pretty typical and traditional from the games we've seen so far already. This gives Keu the opportunity to ban out. Okay, this is starting to turn into very similar pick and ban, just in a different order than the first 2 games we've already seen. So, getting rid of that McLean is fine. Getting rid of the Joa and Connie, he doesn't like that. But Autorun does get his Archon up, and he doesn't need to worry about Hilda. Hilda's already gone. So Archon could do some mean stuff. And Keu does get his Liana, so he has Liana and Grenshiel, as we've seen him get multiple times already. Third game in a row, he's also going to be playing tankless, unless he decides to bring guard on Grenshiel again. Which I kind of doubt, to be honest. Okay, he does get his McLean. That's a nice upgrade to the DPS that he was using. Still lots of scary units available here on Keu's side. Don't be surprised to see a 4th pick AO again. Alright, Adankelmo out, so we just have the option of another tank or a Lost Him again. Lost Him still can mix things up. And there's that 4th pick Adankelmo, so things looking very similar, very solid for Keu. Again, we have this Lucretia as an option. So he has pretty much the same team that he had for the previous 2 games, just exchanging McLean here for Lost Him. Autorun a strong team here. This is some strong DPS in about this order, I guess. McLean can be somewhat difficult to assassinate. Actually, with this comp, I wouldn't be surprised to see Keu bring his guard skill on Grenshiel, just because it will shut the door on, like, his 3C, for example, or Watham rushing in. But again, Autorun can play patient, too. He doesn't need to, you know, yeet in on turn 1. Autorun does go with the Gargs, though. That will help make him more snipeable, if that is indeed the plan. That one's not a bracer, nope. And we do have the Sand Seas with Air Slash on Lost Him here, so let's see. And we do have Guard on Grenshiel. So Autorun may have been hoping that Keu didn't bring Guard on him, but he did. We have a single target Lucretia, which makes sense. That's a pretty cool skin, actually. I'm not sure, Juicy, about the glacials. Are you talking about the animation? You'll have to ask one of the professionals in the chat. I'm sure there are people who will know. Yeah, the glacials, knowing that there's going to be some McLean water flying around too. I saw someone, I forget who it was doing it during the regular season, but someone who was facing off against McLean was using Tidal Elves, knowing their unit was going to be in water all the time. Kind of a funny strategy. I don't think they give you aquatic move. Yeah, they just do watery stuff. Who are you favoring in this situation, Luxid? I think both teams have weapons. Yeah, it's difficult for Autorun to get through, even though Grenshiel's not exactly the tankiest tank. Her being able to eat these physical attacks and take away the potential of Autorun to be able to just like pick a Q unit and kill it definitely is annoying for Autorun to have to deal with. So is Aquatic the lowest priority movement type? Because that would make sense. Juicy, are you getting into the piloting game next season? What do you charge to deboost from 19 down to, well, I guess you can't go below 16, but 19 to 16 would be a good deboost. Alright, this is the aggressive Player 2 version of Q's Fog Hug. And turn 1 is in the books. But Autorun is still not exactly in a position to open on this yet. This is game 3, so the winner goes to the championship. This is the one for all the marbles. Q, I'm sure, feeling the nerves now. Winner take all, sudden death against the former multiple-time champ for his own chance at the big title. Alright, Grenshiel goes out and fishes for her shield. That's fine. We got a breeze on this Lostum. Okay, Archon. Gets the pull. Who are you killing, Archon? Going for a shielded Grenshiel. Oh, does get the kill. Ooh, that's a big kill. Q's guard totally gone. One of his big DPS totally gone. Archon is camped up here in front. He does have a revive. Well, he did have a revive. It's going to take Q a couple of actions just to take that Archon down, but just opening up the potential, the ability for Watham to jump in, for Lostum to jump in and basically kill whoever they want. Archon not going to lose his last life without taking someone down, so he figures he might as well eat the golem. I just love all those, like, final meteors falling, even after the character's already dead. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Just have a few more insult meteors. Alright, so the benefit of the golem being dead is now this Lucretia's range is severely nerfed, so that allows Autorun a lot more freedom to get into an advantageous position, where he can then open up with these other physical DPS here. Yeah, I agree with Estao. It's not exactly over. Autorun definitely in a great spot, though. Mountain Dew, which character do you mean doesn't hit that hard? Your Archon or your AO? I mean, I guess Q's game plan now pretty much has to be McLean sniping someone off, either the Lostum or the Watham, or preferably both, before Autorun can just kill his team. I mean, he does have a revive on this McLean. Yeah, McLean being able to get into a position to snipe something is the tricky part, though. He needs Autorun to leave something exposed, which I don't see happening at this point. Autorun's definitely considering if he can make something happen here or not, or where he needs to go to protect these guys. The fact that McLean gets a chance to act He can get himself into position to then take advantage of that breeze next turn. He has turn prio too as well, doesn't he? So McLean can basically move up close enough to be able to get in and hopefully snipe something at the start of next turn. Oh, it's a normal Watham. Alright, so there is that opening position on this McLean now. And Watham's gonna hang back. No sense in trying to overextend to panic into this McLean. Keu gets this chance now. To rush in. Who's he gonna take? He's going for the Lost Him. Easy kill. Easy counter kill. Oh, he doesn't quite kill him with that, but this McLean is toast. He's gonna get his revive though, that's the thing. Yeah, Lando doesn't have the buff yet this turn. Oh, AO comes in with the life-saving teleport. So McLean lives to see another day. As long as he doesn't heal himself to death. He actually swapped him out of water, so if he does heal himself to death, he doesn't have his revive right now. Ooh. Keu putting up a real good fight here. Autorun's still going to want to stick with his tank, though. He doesn't want to risk engaging, like, over-engaging with Watham against two mages who can punish him for it. This McLean is not doing anything for a couple turns anyway. Let's see if he can pop him with just the sword. Not close enough. The sword's nice for a buff there, though. Okay, he takes the first life off the AO, clocks it, and he'll be able to move back into guard at least. So this AO clone is going to come out at the start of the next turn. That's fine. As Juicy said earlier, the AO clone is still going to have a little bit more of a rough time against this team. If McLean dies to his own Flower Boon hat, that would be a true tragedy. Oh, he's got this, like, Tenyo heal on him, too. Yeah, that McLean is also passive disabled, Ben, you're right. McLean has a rough life right now. He has a rough life. Lucretia, not quite able to reach with Vance dead. In fact, Liana moving here might be enough to kill McLean. Almost! Almost gets a kill, Liana. That said, Autorun's not doing anything for the rest of this turn other than hanging back here and getting healthy again. Yeah, McLean's dead either way. That would have just been a funnier death. Okay, he does get his life back. So after all that time, that was finally McLean's first life going down. Lucretia getting herself into position to maybe do something to tag team this Landius with magic, I guess. Ideally, if it were possible for her to weaken the Landius enough that AO's clone could finish it off, then Keu could have his real AO back. Oh yeah, there is a sword out here too. Autorun may actually want to move up and guard that sword just so AO doesn't easily pick it off. Because a clone is one thing. I don't think Autorun wants to face off against a fully new, refreshed AO. Oh yeah, he may not even bother to just move into guard position. He can just kill this clone. Looked kind of close, to be honest, though. Alright, Watham needs to get back to guard and get some Rosen healing. Yeah, okay. So AO is totally out of play now. We don't need to worry about clones anymore. We do still have 1 life on this heal-blocked McLean. So once he takes his action here, that heal block will be wiped, and he'll be able to start getting healed again by Liana, start getting his cooldowns back. He has his snipe skill, but he's in pretty rough condition, unfortunately. And Keu is running out of space. Yeah, not even able to kill that sword, sadly. Keu's going to be able, or going to have to make something happen here soon. But with just Lucretia against, even if, like, assuming Watham's not in play, even just Lucretia against Lando Rosen is a pretty tough endgame to ride out. Yeah, I'd be very interested to see. I mean, this is Keu's chance. He has to make this attempt now. He's got some strength back. He'll be able to fight from water. So is this beat-up McLean with attack boost going to be able to snipe Watham? Watham with the sword active. I wonder if McLean just snipes the sword and then gets out of there. No, he's going to go back and look for another opportunity later. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Keu had a few options there. He could have tried a snipe on Watham. He could have just killed the sword and moved back. He could have tried to kill Landius with the McLean in water. But, I mean, I lose in the top 256 every season, so I don't know which of those strategies or moving back would end up being the best. But we're going to get to see what Keu is able to make happen with his live to fight another day strategy. Auto runs down to 60 seconds of backup time. The damage is fairly even for both players, so if they are going into a control the mid endgame type situation, Autorun's going to need to be able to put up some damage on Keu's team. Yeah, Ham has a skill, too. Alright, here comes the snipe attempt. Oh, just barely unable to kill. Thanks to that Alhazard. Alhazard saves Watham there for sure. And now this McLean is spent. He's down to a couple of AoEs. Keu has had some really, really close near misses. Like, that's the third time in a row. Or the third game in a row. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder, was he expecting to be able to act again there, or was that just a way to get out of the way? Because, oh, that had to be a misplay. Lucretia easily one-shots that. I think Autorun maybe was just trying to do that to get the extra action, to get the extra healing, and maybe didn't realize that Lucretia was going to be able to get in on him to finish him off. Like, I can't see that being a misclick. I feel like it had to be a strategy to get healing. He wasn't going to attack into Lucretia with like 18% HP, but that was really, really upsetting to see him just throw away his one DPS carry there at the last minute. The last minute! Lando not able to get the kill on Lucretia. He really needs to start both doing damage and getting rid of scary units like this now. Yeah, it has to have been a misplay. I mean, obviously it was a misplay. It's just a question of, like, what he was going for in the making of the misplay. Whatever he was going for, exposing Watham like that was pas très bon. Yeah, Najin, his Rosen is open now because Autorun realizes that he has to close in at this point. So Lucretia now, if she wants to do damage to build up Keu's damage lead, she has to do it melee. I mean, I guess she can get free damage on the sword. Can she reach? No, she can't reach the sword now. Can she? With a normal attack? McLean looks stuck. McLean looks stuck, and Lucretia has to melee whoever she's hitting. So it still gives Autorun the opportunity Does McLean get in now? Can McLean get around? I mean, Autorun has 3 turns to catch up on damage. So, it's not done. It's not done. The game's not over. He knows that McLean can get in, so he's going to let him get in here. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. Like, these are the turns that Autorun needs to be catching up on damage, but what he needs... Like, Lando's buffs are down, so he needs to throw those back up, too. Yeah, now Lucretia can attack from range. Landius not actually picking up damage there, and that's it. He knew as soon as he saw McLean do more damage to him, game over. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. Autorun had that one in his grasp, in his little tiny mittens, and threw away his Watham right at the end of the game. Right at the end. Watham goes down, and Keu able to capitalize in a big way. Let's see if the other game is still on and grab some Appa versus YiQiao viewers. So, as we know, we're going into Game 3 here. And what kind of a situation are we walking into here? It looks kind of similar. YiQiao is left with only a tank and a Rosem. Appa, with a slight damage advantage, is left with an Archon as his DPS. And Sissy. I mean, sure, Najin, you can say that Keu baited Autorun to follow McLean, but, like, also from Autorun's perspective, why teleport to McLean? Why teleport to someone that is not going to give you the AA? That's something that I always, like, paranoidly always check Watham's act again if he's going to be able to get it. Because I've made that mistake many times where I've teleported to someone and I was like, oh, no act again from that one. So maybe Autorun is just so, like, used to playing Watham that he just is used to teleporting around. That he doesn't paranoidly think about it as much. But yeah, that was just a sad mistake. You hate to see that. Alright, let's see now if we can get YiQiao a victory over 7th Heaven Appa, and we'll have the 2 global main chord heroes, Keu versus YiQiao, fighting each other in the championship. It will also be 2 players, if YiQiao wins, it'll be 2 players fighting, it'll mean we're guaranteed a new champion. So Auto runs out. Appa is the current reigning champion, so if they go forward to the championships, we may still have another repeat. But if we have all new players in the finals, that'll be very interesting, won't it? Okay, so the fog is closing in. Both players are really low on backup time. This is, I mean, I'm not surprised this game went longer than the Autorun game, just because YiQiao tends to play this kind of tanky box and definitely is very deliberate with her backup time, so she uses it. Appa is going to need to push into center here soon. YiQiao setting up a very solid position. One thing though, yeah, having Archon as your endgame carry, with his revive still available, he puts up a lot of damage. So Appa already has the damage advantage. He's going to be able to try to keep that lead. Only a few turns left. YiQiao grabbing some free damage off that Sissy summon. But Sissy has her Act Again available as well. And here it comes. Okay, he's actually going to use his revive on Fog to get that sweet, sweet pull, to get this Rosenseal away from her tank. Now he can move around to get back out of the Fog and try to kill the Rosenseal, which is successful. He now has a very huge damage advantage, and YiQiao is left with only her tank and no healing, and the only sustain she gets is from Lightbringer's own skills. I've definitely done fog hooks before, not with Archon, but with you-know-who, the Transcender, and it's pretty funny to basically sack a unit's life like that. Okay, YiQiao is gonna hang in here for the endgame just to see, you know, maybe Lightbringer with her sustain is gonna be able to do enough damage to catch up to Appa. There's only a couple turns left, and if she passes Appa's damage and can hang on and not die, then she can win. And Appa keeps giving YiQiao these little wimpy units to get free damage on as well. Okay, so this is going to be a big test. If Archon attacks into this Lightbringer, to see how much damage he does versus how much damage she does. Let's see it. Okay, he did have a damage advantage there. He did more damage to her than she did to him. So attacking with Archon is going to be a way for Appa to keep the damage lead. It barely. So this Lightbringer is probably going to want to wipe out this normal troop for some free damage. But she's not going to get 40,000 damage wiping out a normal troop. No, that was only worth 10,000, 11,000 damage. It heals her up a little bit, but that's not enough to catch up. Because this Archon, if he wants to, he can get free damage just by hooking. Yeah, this is basically just an AoE. It's a free 4,000 damage. I don't think YiQiao can catch up in time. No, she only has 2 turns left. Yeah, and YiQiao throws in the white towel. That's it, and 7th Heaven Appa, the returning champ, will be moving on to defend his title against Keu. And that'll be tomorrow. I'll be streaming that one as well. So stay hyped, everyone. Be ready. It'll be very interesting to see what the betting situation look like tomorrow. Because people do tend to like to put their bets on the champ, which they see as a sure bet. But after seeing Keu knock out Autorun, I would not be surprised if he becomes a betting favorite as well. So everyone in main court is now posting screenshots of their gold windfalls from betting on Keu. We may see more of that tomorrow as well. Anyway, we've managed to see the tail end of the YiQiao and Appa games. We know the result. We watched some very interesting games between Autorun and Keu as well, including a heartbreaker of a throw at the very end of Game 3. I think I'm going to call it a night now after that, rather than go back and watch the earlier YiQiao replays. We can catch those on our own time later. And I will be back at the same time, same place, same URL tomorrow to stream the grand finals. Let me know in the chat or in the comments on these VODs who you think is going to win between Keu and Appa, and I will catch you for the live game then. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, and happy Langrissing.